Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Working on this Craftsman 625. It's a 2006 model year. Kind of starting off here, kind of shaky, but we're going to plow through. I spent some time on this thing. We had gone through this initially. Quite a few issues with this. Got this from a scrapper. This front adjuster here is caved in. We got damage to the front wheel and the adjuster. We have a lot of other damage. 2 cables are rusted. I have to replace those. Didn't know it at the time, but we got a leaky gas tank. So I had taken this thing all apart, repainted the recoil. I decided to possibly plow ahead with this. If anything, I'll have a running engine out of it. If I don't want to continue with the damaged deck, I can remove the engine, clean the carburetor, put a new aftermarket Chinese gas tank on it. So as we discussed in the first video, this thing is going to require a lot of parts. I didn't anticipate the gas tank, so that makes five items that we got to replace on this thing. So this is the second Quantum I've gotten recently, and ironically, they're both cracked in the same place. I don't know if it was a coincidence, but right up in here in this area, they both cracked at an angle. Kind of weird. I don't know why that would be a weak spot, but had one a while back, same thing, hairline crack here. So I may try to take some AB compound and try to fill this in and see if I can stop that gas leak. You would have to bring the gas level almost to the top to get it to start leaking out of here. If you had a half a tank of fuel below this line here, it would not be an issue. So to bring you up to date again, this is the model number, the Sears number, the engine number, and the parts that we need. Let me show you the blade. I replaced that to try to start this. So we got to fuel it. I added a little bit of oil to the crankcase. So this is a blade I got out of Lowe's. They were getting rid of them. The 532-141114. If I was Harvey, the homeowner, I would be very displeased if I was using this machine to cut the grass, because there would have been no cutting ability whatsoever with this thing. He probably had to make 60 extra passes in order for the machine to cut anything. I showed you the air filter in the first video. This is probably the original. Rusty here on the metal backing. Totally brittle and not doing a damn thing, all dried up. So somebody's just run this thing with no maintenance. Blade and filter are kaput. So what else? when I had the recoil off, I painted up the engine case. I figured if I had it that far apart, I might as well paint it. Paint's cheap, and if it doesn't run, I'll just swipe off the tank for another project, and the carburetor was cleaned and ready to go. So let's, I guess I'll sit you here for a minute while we fuel. I've got a piece of copper wire on the safety brake linkage over there. If it does keep running, I'll just remove the wire to kill the engine. We got a little bit of a gas leak. I kept priming it. I put a new primer bulb on it when I had the backing plate off. It looked old and worn out. So I just primed the hell out of it. I heard a lot of air moving, and then it started to prime, and now we have a little bit of a leak out of the jet on the bottom of the bowl. It looks like it's dripping out of there, so maybe that paper O-ring gasket is malfunctioning. It seems to be a drip, drip, drip. So I'm going to go ahead and try starting this and then address that dripping later on. Excuse me. Uh-oh. Just trying to motivate it. Maybe we have a spark issue. smoky. Hopefully that oil burning is not an issue. So we got a couple of things to look at yet. Why it didn't start on the manually priming it, why it had to start with a shot of Happy Juice. I should probably go through the motions again here and see if it starts with priming. Maybe I'll do that. So at least we got a running engines. RPMs are low. I got to bring those up. It seemed to be kind of doggy. Figure out why it's dripping from the bottom of the bowl. So let me recap this here and try starting it again. Okay, it's priming great. I just looked into the throat of the carb. It really is shooting up a lot of fuel. So this thing should start no problem. Tommy Time's famous last words, no problem. I don't think it's burning oil. I think that's oil that was in the exhaust from me rolling it around. Anyway, I think why it wouldn't start, I didn't have the safety brake mechanism there clamped tight enough. It was just grounding out the coil. So this still needs some more love. I'm going to contemplate on what to do next as far as going ahead with the adjuster. I'm pretty sure I have one of those in my scrap heap, and then the two cables, the drive and the safety brake cable, are both in-op. So I got to figure out, I paid $10 for it. If I have 75 in parts, I try to sell it for $150. This would be a 150 unit, the self-propelled, with all the parts I changed on it. It's not going to be a huge money maker. I'll double my money. It's not the best unit I've acquired, but sometimes you get one of these, you just got to plow ahead, fix all the junk, and get rid of the thing. This isn't one of those bonus mowers where you drain the tank, because it's got 15 ounces of water, clean the carb, and you send it down the road. You spent 20 minutes on it, you make a huge profit. This thing here is a double turd all day long. But since I've come this far with the paint work, the carb work, I'm just going to keep going on this thing. I just decided. You kids and cadets convinced me to keep going on this crafty 625. Anywho, appreciate you coming out, checking this piece of junk. I don't think I'll have any issues here with the adjuster. There's two bolts on the inside of the mower deck. Those have to be removed, and you can remove the whole adjuster assembly after you remove the tire. Of course, that'll all come off. These Crafties are quite popular in the aftermarket parts. They made a ton of these, and they're just crapping out now after years of service, so getting parts for these is no issue. I was thinking about this machine for the age, this old Quantum style. You saw the amount of abuse this thing has taken, minus the water heater damage here. You had original blade, most likely. The air filter was doing nothing, and this thing still plowed ahead. I get 2 to 3 year old units that crap out. They can't handle it. This thing was an 06 unit and lasted this long, so that just says something about the quality of the machine back there and the engine design. This thing took a licking, and it kept on ticking. Not to steal Timex logo, but it's the truth. And you have a design flaw here and there. Their plastic tanks weren't so hot, known for leaking. So you get that with everything you buy. There's certain things on the unit that are known problems, but overall this Quantum style's a great engine. Anyway, appreciate you coming out, checking out this double turd today. I'm going to probably push this to the side until I can check my inventory in the scrap yard for an adjuster here. I'm going to tackle some easy, low-hanging fruit, a few carb cleans. Those are going to get stored up for season. I'm just stocking up for the coming rains here in May when the grass really grows. I'll be able to sell all this crap at a reasonable price. I appreciate you coming out again. Have a great day. Tip your waitress and wait staff.